Buongiorno, everybody. We are here going to make something really good today. Actually, everything we make is really good. So, I kind of got to just throw that out there. Today we're going to make something that's going to bring you to the table at breakfast time. So, this is how we get people to sit at the table. This is a great one for the weekend. It's also pretty healthy, even though it looks really decadent. So we are going to make stuffed French toast. We're going to use some mascarpone. We are going to use some fragole, strawberries, and then some nice honey. I've got two different kinds here I'm going to share with you. So anyway, this is a really easy recipe. It's really quick, but it's also, it's really not that hard that you couldn't do this on a weekday before sending people off to work and school. So I'm going to turn my pan on just to warm up. I'm using my griddle pan, my flat cast iron. All right, so I'm going to start just by breaking a couple eggs in here. We're going to flavor up some eggs. Now, what's going to make this dish a little extra healthy is that we're not using regular bread. So how many of you all, oops, I don't know, I probably only needed two. I just kept cracking there. Whoops. What makes this extra healthy, how many of you have had Ezekiel bread? Ezekiel bread, let me read it to you, is a flourless sprouted grain bread. So it's low glycemic. It, let's see, it's got, I don't know what it's got in it. It's got all kinds of sprouted grain. So I keep reading it the wrong way. Miracle of the Sprouts. Anyway, I'm trying to find the piece that has the ingredients. Organic sprouted wheat. So it's sprouted wheat, but it's not flour. Filtered water, organic sprouted barley, organic sprouted millet, organic malted barley, and organic sprouted lentils. Okay, everything's organic sprouted. Let's see. Lentils, soybeans, spelt, fresh yeast, organic wheat gluten, sea salt, organic sesame seeds. It's all organic, but it's also really yummy. Now, the thing is with Ezekiel bread, it can be a little, it's not as soft and fluffy and moist as like a white bread, but it's really good. You toast it up. I make all different kind of stuff with it, but I'm telling you, it comes out really good in this. So you're making kind of a healthy French toast. You're gonna use some nice organic eggs, which if you're in Italy, they're all organic because they just eat the stuff that you throw them in the backyard that you grew in your garden. But we're gonna put some more goodies in here. We're gonna put some cinnamon. Do you guys know how good cinnamon is for you? It's really good for your blood sugar. And I think some other things, but okay. I kind of go heavy on the cinnamon. You can go as heavy as you want. So that's ready. Oops, I just got slobbered all over here. Okay. Now we are going to mix up our middle. So I took this out a little bit ago so it would be softer. Yes, I have a giant 5-pound thing of mascarpone because I make a tiramisu. And I just finished a big one of these and now I'm making another one. But anyway, I'm just going to take that enough for 2 pieces here. You don't need a whole lot. Maybe 1 spoonful per each side because I spread it on, but I'll show you. Now let's put another piece in. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. And for those of you, because I know somebody, and I bet you $1,000,000 Claudia is going to ask me where I got this giant mascarpone, 5 pounds of it. Restaurant Depot. So if you have a friend who's got a restaurant or a business that can go there, that's where you get the 5-pound container. And yes, it's a lot cheaper than buying the little containers at the store. It is cheaper in New Jersey than it is down here in Delaware though. Okay, so what we're gonna mix in the mascarpone. Now listen, if you can't get mascarpone, get some cream cheese. Cream cheese will work. It's not quite the same, but it's still good. So we're gonna put in here also some more cinnamon. I like it on the inside and on the outside. And then we're gonna put some honey. Now I've got 2 kinds. This is api terra. I wonder if they're Italian. Super raw honey. This has propolis, bee pollen, and royal jelly in. This is really loaded with vitamins. This is also a local organic wildflower honey. So you can do whatever honey you want, honey. But I'm going to tell you this. When you can, get organic honey, get local honey, and get raw honey. Raw honey is not heated. Honey will last a millennia. Why they think they need to pasteurize it, I have no idea. But you want to get honey that has not been heat treated at all, because that kills some of the good stuff that honey brings to us. They found honey in the, the pyramids, that was still good. This stuff doesn't go bad. So don't, if you're ever putting it in something warm, take it off the heat and then stir it in and it'll melt while it's warm instead of while it's hot. Don't kill the good properties of the honey. So, and Roseto Valfortore in Italy, my hometown, is the town of honey and truffles. So, we got some good honey over there. So I'm going to put a little bit of this kind in because this actually has a little bit of a different flavor. I love it. It's really good. I eat it by the spoonful. This Api Terra. I actually got this with my Misfits box. It's not cheap, not horribly expensive, but it's really good. This is really good for your immune system. Propolis is nature's, antibiotic. So, and I'm going to look at this. This is good raw stuff when you have to like scrape it and it's like almost crystallized. Oh yeah. Let's scoop it off my finger. Oh man, that's really good honey. That's a new one. I just got it. It's not the same as the stuff I bring home from Italy. I have just a little bit left. So I just take that by the spoonful every now and then. Okay, so we've got just this mascarpone with the honey and the cinnamon, and we're just gonna do this. Smush it together. Doesn't matter if it's 100%, it might be streaked a little, just makes it more pretty. But people underestimate mascarpone. It's so yummy. It has a different flavor than cream cheese, even though it's got a similar texture and you can use it in similar ways. Okay. Haha, now here we go. Now you can do two things with the strawberries. I just have them plain here. I'm just gonna slice them in. If you wanted ahead of time to cut them up and, honey them too, you could do that too. But this is actually a very low sugar, low sweet treat, and it's actually plenty good enough. All right, so first of all, I did want to share with you very quickly, get my cute little, I don't need to have this standing up there. There we go. My cute little paring knife. Listen, they have these things that they're like giant tweezer things that pluck out all you need is a good little paring knife. You stick it right next to the green and you just go around in a little circle and boom. You don't lose much strawberry. You take off the little top with a little point on it because you just went like that. And that's that. So I just left one to show you how simple it is. Don't buy an extra tool. Remember, I'm always telling you to keep your kitchen stuff simple. A nice paring knife does the job of many, many things. Okay, so we're just gonna take a piece of this and we're gonna spread some of this beautiful mascarpone mixture on here. Now you can add other flavors to this. You could put a little bit of clove or a little bit of nutmeg in here too. We're doing a simple cinnamon one right now. Okay, and you can make it as thick as you want. All right, so now see, I have two beautiful pieces of this all cut up. All slightly spread out there, and my pan is getting hot. I'm gonna turn it off for a split second. And then I'm just going to, whoops, I already washed these. That's why they're in this nice little basket with a little piece of cheesecloth there. And I'm just going to put these all on one side. You can put the strawberries on as thick as you want. It depends on how many strawberries you have. So you got a nice layer of strawberries. We're just gonna put them on top of each other. Kind of smush it together. Yep. Move this over here. Now we have our beautiful mixed eggs. And we're just gonna put those baby in there. Whoop. Okay, let's see. We're gonna need this. We're gonna need a little bit of oil in the pan. just enough. So now I'm gonna take this and very carefully flip it over. You know, and I kind of bring up the sides a little so that the sides of it get egg on it too. Now, a lot of people keep their Ezekiel bread in the freezer. I usually do too. So if you do that, just let it sit for an extra second, but it does soak up plenty. And actually is a little bit easier to put on here. All right, so I'm gonna do this very carefully. Wait a minute, I'm doing it backwards. There we go. I just want to very carefully put this, on here. Move this out of the way. And we're gonna let this, let that cook on there for a minute. It's gonna get nice and beautiful and golden. I'm gonna get a plate. So I'm gonna let this go until obviously you know when you gotta flip a piece of French toast, don't you? A couple minutes, minute, two. Another minute. But this is really, I can smell it because the mascarpone is, let's try it. Boom! Ah, beautiful, nice and golden on top. Now I'm gonna smush it down a little. And then once this is cooked on both sides, and you can tell, you can see the, just, you know, because I don't spread it real thick to the edges. So, you know, but you can see a little bit, you know, oozing there, a little smidgen. But then we're gonna take this and we're gonna kind of hold it up on each side and let the sides kind of crisp up a little too. Yeah, you can feel that. And then we're just gonna do like this. And literally just for a second. And do each side. Let it sit for just one more minute. It's just about done. Oh my goodness. And I'm gonna have, you know, I had this for breakfast this morning. I made it for Pasquale this morning, and, you know, he really loved it. You gotta have the powdered sugar. Because now, I can tell you right now, you can, look at how beautiful that is, huh? Look at this. You can, that's off, stay. You can put syrup on this if you want. But I'm telling you, you've got such a healthy bread inside. You've got a little tea, you got honey in the mascarpone, and you've got strawberries in there. And then we're gonna just put some powdered sugar on top. Come on, tell me that's not pretty. Now, you can sort of see the strawberries there. So what you do here, you take your strawberry and you just kind of slice it. And then you can sort of like, you know, fan it out. And you put it on top like this. Whoop! Put a little more sugar on top of that too. Come on, tell me that's not gorgeous, right? So, you stick it up like that and you serve it. Isn't that nice? And it is. Let me just tell you, I'm gonna put it down here now just because I'm showing you the fancy schmancy. Sometimes we got a fancy schmancy things. But, oh my goodness. Oh man. It was just as good as it was this morning and as good as it's gonna be next time. But this is really, it's nice and simple. It's not too sweet, but it's sweet enough. And again, if you feel the need for a little more sweet, what you can do is two different things. Since it's a strawberry-based thing, if you're like me, I always have frozen strawberries in the freezer. While you're doing all the rest of this, get some of your frozen strawberries with a little honey and cook them down. They get even sweeter. It makes like a syrup. So then you can syrup it on top, and it kind of hides the fact that there's really not much sugar in here. Or you can put a little bit of, you know, maple syrup, of course, is always good. But it is something that you can try. And, or you can actually just drizzle honey over the whole thing. That would be good too. But anyway, I do hope that you enjoy this. Today's a quickie, short one. But it's definitely something worth trying. And it's a healthy, you know, this is for people who are trying to stay low on the gluten. This is a good bread. This is the one bread to have. People who are vegetarian, it works for that because there's no meat in here. If you're vegan, well, it's got eggs and it's got cream, so you got to deal with it. I'm sure there's a way you can fake it. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Bring your family to the table at breakfast. If not during the week, at least on the weekend. But really, you can bring family to the table at breakfast even during the week. And I hope you try this and enjoy it. And if you do try it, please, would you let me know? Would you comment and let me know? Would you, how many of you, let me know. Put Ezekiel in the comments if you use Ezekiel bread or if you've had it before. And if you've never had it and you want to try it, put try it in the comments. So that's what I want to see. How many of you want to try it if you haven't? And you know what? There's a couple different kinds. I really recommend the one with the sesame, the green label. It's the best one. The plain one's kind of blah, but the sesame one is awesome. Unless you don't like sesame. But when you toast it, and you always end up, I always save because the top has all the sesame seeds, so I always eat from the bottom up so I can save the sesame bite for last because it's my favorite. And of course, you could do this with blueberries too. That would be also really yummy. So options here, but this is really simple. Start out with your flavored mascarpone, your honey and cinnamon, and then your good healthy bread, and boom, healthy stuff that's yummy too. I'm just a real mom bringing you real food on a daily basis. That's it. And then I pick at the strawberries that are left. You know, how many of you love strawberries? Tell me you love strawberries if you love strawberries. I'm going to start asking you guys questions more often, and I want answers. You know, I want answers. And you know, how many of you pick when you're the chef, you should be able to enjoy some of these things. Like I could eat that honey mascarpone just like that. Now, if you're ever feeling the need to be decadent, you could. All right, you didn't hear this from me. You could take a little bit of Nutella and warm it up in a pan with maybe a little cream or milk just to thin it out and drizzle that on top. Woo! Now that would be for a special occasion. Mother's Day, maybe? Something like that. So that's just some ideas for you. Go plant some seeds and flowers this weekend. Let's be earthy. Let's plant things. Let's drive less. Let's walk more. Let's take care of this earth we live on, because we got all of us, amongst all of us, not just me, we got lots of kids. We got to take care of this world for them. So feed them right. Talk to them about these things at the table. Good conversation. But you don't have to get it all into like the high, mighty stuff. Let's just say, hey, let's grow a garden. Hey, let's plant some flowers. Just instill the habits. They don't even need to know the why. They're just making place look pretty and things taste good. So anyway, mwah, have a wonderful weekend. Take your family to the table. Let me know this weekend what you're making for Sunday dinner. Okay? I want to know what you're making Sunday and how many people you're going to have around your table. Let me know. Have a good one. Ciao.